I just think that there's stronger films. If you're going to watch an old Hollywood film, I would not say that's the one to watch, especially if you've never seen them before. Why do I say film instead of movie? Because movies are a different thing. Films were first of all actually on film, but also movie I think is more of a genre of filmmaking. Like, to make a film is like almost more of a how do you describe it? I don't know. I have to think about how to really explain it, but what I am talking about currently is more just like that they were on film. You know, I don't say picture or anything, although I do love that. I love when people say, you know, oh, I saw a new picture last week. I love it. You ought to be in pictures. What's the best way to introduce someone to old Hollywood? It depends on what they like. If they like crime movies now, show them like a really good old noir or a spy film. If they're like a romantic, show them like Ninotchka or It Happened One Night, or, you know, any number of very romantic old Hollywood films. I'd say that the musicals are for a very specific audience, but those can be a great way because they're so just like vibrant and wonderful and fun. If they're really artsy, I would say show them anything that's been adapted from a book or a play. So like Streetcar Named Desire, or Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, or things like that. I found that All About Eve always does good. Everyone loves Singing in the Rain. I like Singing in the Rain. I think it's really good, but people hype that film up more than any other to me, which I think is interesting. It seems that Casablanca and Singing in the Rain are the two that have like stuck in a mainstream, which I think is interesting because there's so many films. So many films. I am myself, don't worry. The Notebook or Casablanca? I've never seen The Notebook, so I guess Casablanca. I like Audrey Hepburn too. Jean Harlow fan? Huge. If you're gonna watch a Jean Harlow film, I'd say I like The Girl from Missouri because a lot of people don't realize it's basically Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Almost exactly. Blonde girl seeking rich men, brunette funny best friend, publicity scandal, the whole thing. It's basically Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. So I'd say The Girl from Missouri plus Jean Harlow and Frances Tone. They have such good like sexual energy between them. It's really like, oh. Redheaded Woman, yes, but I also love Dinner at 8, of course. She's really funny in, what is it, Libeled Lady? She's really funny in that. It's not her biggest starring vehicle though. What was the other one I'm thinking of right now? Oh, I love The Apartment. It's one of my favorite films. I've seen that one maybe like 12 times. Billy Wilder is one of my favorite writers. He just, you know what's interesting about him is he didn't speak English. When he came to America, he was so fascinated by slang that he like took it upon himself to try to learn not only English but to understand slang because it was happening in real time, and he felt like he could really get into the culture through the slang. So if you watch Billy Wilder movies, you will notice they all have funny catchphrases or funny slang, especially Ball of Fire, which is great with Barbara Stanwyck. I really recommend that one. It's very romantic, very cute. It's basically Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but it's really good. But that movie is all about slang. He wrote that, but also Some Like It Hot. If you look at 7 Year Itch, like, you know, most of his films, especially The Apartment, when they are lots of little things like That's How It Crumbles, Cookie Wise, things like that. He was really into slang, and you'll notice he always puts, or Sunset Boulevard, he always puts characters in that kind of resemble himself too. I think he can't help himself. It's like Hitchcock in that way. So in the apartment, I think like the doctor kind of resembles him, and yeah, I don't know. I think he's one of the great writers of old Hollywood. So I just think that's really interesting that he not only learned the language but learned the slang and the like context and way we communicate outside of proper English. I think that's so cool. I've never really liked Leo DiCaprio. That's my hot take, is that I've always been like, what? I think I like men with darker eyes. I've never really had I think the only blue-eyed man I was really attracted to was Wesley from The Princess Bride, and even then he was wearing a mask. So I tend to like the darker eyes on fellas. So I just never saw DiCaprio as like my type. And I'm definitely too old to be his type, so. Let's see. Bing Crosby or Frank Sinatra? In singing or in acting? Do I like La La Land? I like that Damien Chazelle made a musical comedy. I don't know if it's a comedy. Dramedy? I like that he made a Technicolor style musical. I feel like the performances are really strong. The one thing about La La Land I don't like, and a lot of people don't like that they didn't end up together. I am fine with that. The thing that bugs me is, as an actor, the idea that someone would offer you a job like that at the end is so crazy that's where it lost me. Was like, we're gonna go to Paris and you get to pick, like, we're gonna make the job around you. I wish it worked like that, and maybe, but to me that's the one part where I'm like, wait, what? Like, I just wish it had been more of a concrete, like, you got this part, like you're playing Blanche in Streetcar Named Desire, or like some big part. I guess it's kind of like her dreams coming true, so it makes sense that that's what it would be, but that always kind of was like, wait. But yeah, I mean, it was cute, and I really liked the music, and I think it was very inspiring to me at the time it came out, because I want to make films that call back to old Hollywood, and that did, and was successful, and that just gave me a lot of like hope, I guess. So yeah, I'd say overall I did like it, but I still have my little, qualms. Oh, hi Penny, I will. Thank you. What do I think about Kim Kardashian? I don't really think about her. I don't have anything against or for any of them. I just don't really consume that kind of content, I'm not really in that world per se. I don't think she should have worn the dress, but I don't think anyone should have worn the dress, so it's not about her specifically. It's just kind of icky. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? So real. I mean, come on. I just think, but I also think she didn't have any real friends in the room, because somebody should have told her, like, you can't do this. But I don't really know the whole story, so. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Money talks. Well, that's the thing, I think, is it definitely proved that art and culture can be bought by the rich, and I think we're living through that as people. Like, we're seeing it in our movies, and we're seeing it with art is the voice of the poor. Art is the way we talk about our lived experiences, and to see it like purchased is kind of like, I don't know, what do they say? Dystopian, kind of. But this has happened in history before, so I'm sure, nothing is new under the sun. It's just changed is all. You once wore some of her gowns? Wow. You got to see them in person? I honestly think, like, it's incredible that she wore them, but also the construction of a gown made by Trevia, like, of that caliber, I'm sure just the construction alone would have been. I saw your video about books you have read. The Forgotten Orphan is amazing. This is sad? It sounds sad. To be an orphan is sad enough. To be forgotten is just... Thank you. She cut the bottom of it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about all that stuff. I'm kind of a sentimental person, so I tend to think about things in terms of like archiving, but I don't know. I don't know enough to have a very strong opinion. Thank you. I'm trying to see. I saw a comment, now I can't find it. If I had to date one of Marilyn's exes, who would I choose? Like of her husbands? I don't want to date anybody's husband. Sorry, I'm like kind of blind, so I'm trying to get close to see you. Oh, thank you. Plans for the weekend? Well, tomorrow we're gonna have our usual breakfast that we do on Saturdays, and then I'm gonna go hit some garage sales around town. I'm so excited for that. I haven't done that in a long time. It'll be really nice. Even if I get nothing, it'll just be fun to like wander around. And do I sound like her when I sing? Like who? Because I've been compared to Lady Gaga, Adele, Gwen Stefani. Who else today? Doja Cat? I don't sound like her. I don't sound like any of them, I don't think. I don't do cosplay. I just love vintage things. But I do lots of things for lots of things. I do all my own photo shoots. I do a lot of costuming, create products like did a calendar. I just did a coffee collab. I do I kind of do a jack of all trades, master of none, you know. But I'm also an actress. It's like what I went to school for, and that's my main goal. But yeah, I like to consider myself, I guess, kind of an artist, if it's not too cheesy. I'm on your mood board, really? I'm so honored. Thank you. My content is incredible. You're so sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate that. There are times when I'm just like, I should just quit. You know, I'm not like, I don't know. I love making it, and I would never actually quit making anything. But sometimes it can get you down, you know, like when you're suppressed or the account says, like, I've posted before and it